Good morning, welcome to Route 34, my Wainwright challenge. Massive day, massive day. Not sure we're going to get it all done. Potential of 9 Wainwrights today. I'm parked at the side of Wastwater in the car park. We'll see how many I get done. If we're lucky, we'll get all 9 done. We've got Yarbarrow, Red Pike, Pillar, Steeple, Scope Fell, Haycock, Core Fell, and we're also going to try and get across to do Sea Talon and Middle Fell. Huge day, so fingers crossed we'll get it all done. So the track leaves the car park immediately, and you can see Yarbarrow up there looking extremely intimidating. So we're straight into it. Awesome. Path rises quite quickly straight from the off. There's Yarbarrow up there. Very intimidating. It's going to be quite a scramble, I think. So, as intimidating as Yarbarrow looks, I do believe the path nips round to the left and the underside of the big buttress you can see ahead, and the top is somewhere beyond on a more of a plateau. So we won't be doing any rock climbing first thing. Just showing you these views, looking across Wastwater at Scarfell and Scarfell Pike. Isn't that fantastic? So the path is just veering left now on the underside of that buttress. As I say, the top plateaus out at the top and it's a bit further beyond, so we don't have to go over the buttress. So this path, there's a buttress there. This path is cutting across through the underside of the buttress quite steeply, but it's a very well walked path, as you can see. Yes, you do have to turn into a scramble a bit higher up. Just been watching Stan ahead scrambling up the rocks. What a fantastic start to the day. Another view of Wastwater here. We followed a path off the scree, which is cutting up the side now extremely steeply. It is shown as a path on the map, but the path doesn't exist. But I should have probably stuck to the steep scree path, but you know, you make decisions when you're on the hill. Wow, look at this, that's Wasdale Head car park. Just got to the shoulder of Wastwater. Absolutely stunning. Just trying to get a pic of Jeff coming up here just to give you how steep this bloody path is. And that's the kind of the arete that we avoided by taking this other path skirting around the side. Do it again, I'd go over the steeper arete, definitely. So over there, I think that's Sea Talon and I think that's Middle Fell. They're optionals again for the last 2 of the day. Now we are going to be over these various hills and fells over there, so let's see how daylight goes, but it seems a shame not to do them being so close. Just looking across at Scarfell Pike, Mickledore, Scarfell, see the edge of Lord's Rake. Awesome. I think that's Lingmel over there as well. So yeah, first view of the top there, not far to the first one. I think that's Red Pike over there in the background. So here we are, Yarbarrow. Wow, that was awesome. That was tough. That was really tough. Awesome views. Awesome views. So that cairn ahead marks the top of Stirrup Crag. Not a Wainwright. We're going to drop down to the col, I believe it's called Door Head, and then up Red Pike. Wow. So we're dropping down here. It looks pretty much vertical, this. So we've got to be careful going down here. Awesome scenery. So I'm just trying to put a bit of perspective on how steep this descent is. You see it's very scrambly, definite scramble. So I'm not sure whether this scramble's graded. I'm sure it is, but I'd probably put it difficult. It's been a pretty exciting scramble, that. But I think we've broke its back now, not quite at the col. So, gosh, that was a scramble, real scramble, fabulous. We're down at Dow Head now, so we're about to start the climb of Red Pike, as you can see in the distance. That's a great view of the scramble we've just come down. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, this is an epic day so far. So we're just going up the side of Red Pike. Very rocky path. It is a path, and it's not half as steep as the other side was. That was fantastic. So I'm looking forward to Pillar over there. So we're still going up the side of Red Pike. It's been a good climb actually. It's quite steep in places, and it levels off. Bits of little scramble, nothing like you, Barrow, but a very steady climb. So here we are at Red Pike. The wind's just dropped down. Really stiff easterly breeze today. Red Pike, absolutely fantastic. Look at this. This is just breathtaking. My mate's decided to take his time coming up this one to give me a chance to get over to Pillar over there and back before I meet him at the foot of Steeple, which is over there. So there we go, Pillar next. So that's Red Pike over there. I'm heading round here now for Wind Gap and Pillar beyond. Then I'll retrace our steps and head over towards Steeple. So we're going up Pillar. It's a very rocky, scrambly ascent. Quite steep. The climb up Pillar starts quite steeply, rocky and craggy, and then it kind of plateaus, as you can see. And we're just approaching the summit now, and it started to get a bit more rocky, but nearly at the top now. Pillar! Absolutely wonderful. Can't describe how fabulous this is. Look at this. We're only about 20 metres short of a Monroe here. So I'm looking back down at Wind Gap, coming off of Pillar. Just about make out the path going up the other side, back to the other side of Red Pike. So having wandered round looking for what I think is the top of Scope Fell, I think it's this cairn on the top of this wall, believe it or not. This does feel like the high point, and we've been to all the other options. So this is the top of Scope Fell. That's Haycock over there. And this is steep down here. That's looking a bit special. We're going to head over to Steeple. Just going across to Steeple, and I'm looking back across over at Pillar. Fantastic day. That's Ennerdale water down there, in the distance. Ennerdale water is, you follow that on the coast to coast walk. Wow, here we are at the top of Steeple. You know, I've always wanted to come up this one. It looks so imposing from the valley bottom when I did the coast to coast walk many years ago. So here we are. I'm pretty certain over there that's Great Gable. Could be wrong though, could be wrong. There's Pillar over there. I'm going to retrace our steps back to the path. And we'll be heading over there. So I'm dropping off of Scope Fell, or Little Scope Fell if you like, but the lower fell of the two is actually Great Scope Fell where we're heading to. And just following this fence line down. So we're at the start of the climb here to Haycock. Now my original plan was to come back to this point and follow that track down there back to the car. But there is a chance I might bag another 3 Wainwrights yet, so we'll see. We'll see how we get on. So we're following this wall to Haycock. It's quite a steep little drag actually. Or maybe I'm just tired. Who knows? So this is Haycock. Or that might be Haycock. Anyway, at the top, so I'm going to go to both and bag them both. The Scarfell Pike, Scarfell, Lickledore. I think the other top over there is the actual top. Yeah, I go back to the other one. So we're heading down, I'm still following this wall. If you look at that fell top over there, way in the distance, there's a trig point. way, and that's Corfell. So that's where I'm heading next. I'm going to retrace the steps back to here and make a decision when I get here. Jeff's already gone down to the car, so I'm already feeling I might be following him once I get back here. Yeah, it seems straightforward navigation. We're just following this wall, follow it all the way around, across the more top, get to the cairn, retrace our steps. So it's quite pleasant walking on a nice spongy grassy surface for a change. Just look back at Haycock, where we've come down from. We've got to walk back up there to get back home. So here we are at the top, Corfell. Head back this way now, back over Haycock. Just reascending Haycock. Now looking over there, there's 2 other fells there that are optional extras for today. And I think I'm opting out actually. Getting a bit late in the day, getting tired, plus my mate's already gone to the car, so yeah, it doesn't bode well. So that was Saltellen and Middle Fell. I'll come back and do them a couple of days time. I'll probably add them to something else. Ever so slightly scrambly and rocky coming up this last bit, but not too bad. Certainly not as bad as the first one today. So it's quite a faint path. The beck at the minute is very small. I would imagine as further down we get, the bigger the beck will get. It's been squell sheet and boggy in places, but not too bad. So that's a much better view. You can see the path and the beck and the stream dropping down the valley. Late afternoon now, some long shadows. Looking back up the valley now that we've dropped down. Long shadows, quite steep that. Very boggy this section. Path in and out of visibility because of the bog. I think people are spreading all over to avoid it, and consequently the path disappears. So there's a first proper view of Wastwater for ages. Taken a long time to get down this valley, but nearly back at the car. That's Yarborough, the first one of the day. Still looking awesome, and it is definitely as steep as it looks. Probably 500 yards or so around the corner, down the lane, back where we've parked. Hi, Welcome to route number 34 on my Wainwright challenge. Now I have to say, days like today are why I climb the Wainwrights and indeed the Munros. It's Saturday the 19th of March and I've parked in the free car park on the side of Wastwater. Now the first hill of the day was Yew Barrow, and I have to say, what an absolute fabulous hill. Jeff will be talking about Yew Barrow forever. It's extremely steep from the start. In fact, I was following a path meandering up through the rocks and the crags, etc., which were just getting steeper and steeper. And on checking the map, there looked to be a less steep, let's say, alternative up a grassy bank around the side, which I don't think was less steep at all. In fact, I would say was a mistake. I think I should have kept to my original plan through the rocks and the crags. Nevertheless, we got there, and it's quite a nice plateau, I guess, on the top. Totally unaware of what was to come, which was Stirrup Crag, which was the way down. Now, if you think going up was steep, okay, you got something else coming down. It was relentlessly steep. It was absolutely fantastic. Definitely scrambling. I would definitely say it must be graded. It must be graded. It was very, very, very steep. Loads of fun. Absolutely fantastic time getting down there. Which makes, I guess, it makes the descent up Red Pike a little bit dull. But Red Pike in itself, it was a fair climb. It was quite stiff and quite a long way, but just not as not as jaw-dropping, let's say, as what we've done already. The view of Red Pike was fantastic because you get to see where you've just been, where you're about to go. You pretty much see everything other than the steeple, which is hidden around the back. From Red Pike, you kind of head towards Scope Fell, and you can take a path which veers right, under Scope Fell and heads out towards Pillar, and it brings you out halfway down the descent to Wind Gap. Now once you're at Wind Gap, you've got quite a stiff, craggy, rocky climb up to the top of Pillar, which is a high point of the day. Quite hard work, really. Awesome, brilliant. Pillar. Didn't spend too much time there because I wanted to retrace my steps and meet Jeff, who had left at Red Pike. So you drop back down to Wind Gap, and it's quite a climb back up the other side to Scope Fell. Quite rocky, and you know, the day was very rocky, in fact, so I really should stop saying that. So Scope Fell is quite funny because there's various cairns, there's various like wind circles, if you like, and it's quite difficult to actually work out where the top truly is. I think there were quite a few up there with a similar opinion at the time, and we all decided it was a cairn that was on top of a wall. I'm pretty certain that was the top. Now you cut through that gap in the wall, and you can see steeple, looking fantastic. It's only a short drop down to the little col and climb up to steeple, but it is awesome when you're there. Now I would imagine it's quite a climb up to steeple from the Ennerdale side up the valley. Obviously from this side it's insignificant almost, but the views are stunning. Absolutely fabulous. I think it was my favourite bit of the day, actually, in terms of views. So you get back up, and then you follow a wall off Scope Fell all the way down to a col where there's a big cairn. Now that cairn's quite important because you need to retrace your steps later in the day to that cairn to head down the valley back to the car. But from there you go up Haycock. Now you've seen Haycock all day, and again it's another stiff little climb, actually. Bear in mind you're getting towards the latter end of the day now, so your legs will be tired. So from Haycock you drop down quite a steep climb, and you follow the wall round. There is a small rise that you can avoid. You can skirt round that, and then you end up following a grassy wall all the way to a cairn and a gap in the wall where you'll see the cairn which marks the top of Core Fell, which is fine. Lovely descent, nice and grassy, but you've got we've got to retrace your steps basically to go back over Haycock, up that steep rocky climb that you've just descended. Then you drop right down the other side back to the cairn that we mentioned earlier, and then you can follow the valley back. Now I have to say, I think I made a mistake there. I'd originally planned from the top of Haycock, when I got there the second time, to go to Sea Talon and not lose too much height. I think you drop a couple of 100 metres, then you've got to climb 100 metres. And then from Sea Talon I was going to off-road, if you like, off path, across to Middle Fell, and then drop off of Middle Fell back. Now I think the various decisions I made at the time, for rightly or wrongly, I decided to drop back and go down the valley. Now it's about 4 miles back down that valley. It's a long way, and having done that, I think I'd have been probably as well, whilst I had my height, hitting the other two and then just making it a slightly longer day and doing it. Nevertheless, I didn't. So my day was 14 miles. There's a massive 5,015 feet of ascent, and it took me 8 hours.